Hey everybody, ChristopherOdd here, and welcome to Skyshine's Bedlam. If you're a fan of XCOM, I think you're really gonna like this. This is a roguelike, and what's cool about this is your whole purpose is to get through these wastelands on this thing called a Dozer, which is that big machine in the back there. There's some different Dozers that you can choose, and I'll get to that in a second. But it's designed to be played in like one sitting. And it's different every single time. All of the encounters change, all of the enemy types change, your path that you take to get to this place called the Aztec City changes, and I think it's gonna make for a lot of unique attempts or playthroughs. It's not going to be easy every time. I really think that it's going to be a challenge to make it all the way through. I've played for a couple of hours. I think I have a pretty good handle on the combat systems. There's also some really interesting things that they're doing. Instead of relying on RNG, the best way I can describe it is like each piece is reminiscent of a chess piece, where depending on where your character is standing, you can attack things in a certain distance from where you are, and it's a unique way of thinking about combat, so I can't wait to kind of get in there and show you. But I don't know if we'll make it all the way through a playthrough in this first part, but this is a game that I think could be a game that people come back to all the time. They're trying to figure out like the best strategy to get to the Aztec City. You want to be able to save as many people as possible and keep your crew alive and stuff like that. I'm going to explain things as we go, and it should be, I really think that you guys are going to like this. This game comes out on September 16th. I got the opportunity to play it a bit early. The game is not totally done. There's still a few bugs and stuff that they're working on. They haven't ironed out all of the difficulty modes and stuff, so they've got a few days left to get that done. But I'm actually really impressed, and I really wanted to show you guys, so let's get into it here. First of all, this is our Dozer, okay? This is the thing that we are driving through the wasteland. We are playing as somebody named the Mechanic. I don't know exactly who that is yet, but we're the person kind of making all of the decisions along the way. There are multiple Dozers as well. So this is the Bone Shaker. This is the one that we get at the very beginning. This is the Gargantox, the Combustor, the Detragor, the Imperatron, and then the Bone Shakers. These are belonging to different factions as well. So as you can see, we've got mutants, marauders, cyborgs, rogue AI, and then our humans. So we only have the Bone Shaker available. It doesn't tell you how to unlock additional Dozers, but based on the fact that they have these different factions, you probably have to beat the game in a certain way or whatever to unlock it. I'm excited to actually figure out how that happens. There's also these inherent bonuses to each of the Bone Shaker, or to each of the Bone Shakers, to each of the Dozers. This one is called the Bone Shaker. This is your crude, which is essentially like fuel, right? The higher the rating, the more fuel efficient your Dozer is, and it's going to become readily apparent that crude is a very important resource to manage on your trip to the Aztec City, and if you don't have crude, well, you can't go anywhere. We also have meat. So your passengers and crew aren't going to survive without food. We have to feed them. This is the number up here of passengers and crew that we have right now. We have 1,000. We don't have 1,000 soldiers to send out into the battlefield, but this is just people that you have in your Dozer. You can also trade people away for crude or for meat or for power and things like that. So it's pretty unique. I should also mention that the soldiers that we have, you can customize their nicknames. You can't customize their full names because they have backstories, which I'll get into in a second. But I will say, if you guys want to be one of the soldiers on our squad of 16 to start, we can find more later on. Then just leave me a comment below with a unique nickname that kind of fits this post-apocalyptic Mad Max Fallout world, and I'll try to get you guys in as soldiers. So power cells. These fusion batteries are vital for providing power to Dozer systems. A higher rating means fewer power cells are consumed during battles, and we'll get into that during the actual battles. And then this is really important. Having a high crew rating here means that your crew is going to recover from wounds more rapidly, and I'll get into that in a little bit. So we also have some unique items, I guess we would call them, or attacks that the Dozer can actually use. So this is the Skyshine Distillery. Toxic byproducts of the Dozer are transformed into projectiles of potent, intoxicating liquid to cause immediate inebriation in enemies. So probably have more of their attacks miss and things like that. As you can see underneath, there's a number 30 beside a power icon, and we've got the power up here. It costs 30 power to use this. Starting out with only 25, like, you can see how these are going to be used quite rarely in battle, but I'll see if I get a chance to use these for you guys. We also have these other items. Trauma Cocktail. It injects a potent array of tissue-regenerating nanonutrients for rapid crew recovery. And then Blitzer Screen, a reverse polarity spatial distortion shield, can absorb or deflect incoming enemy attacks. So these are things that we can use out on the battlefield to help our crew survive. Up here we also have this sun, and that is indicating the number of days that have passed. This is again our crude, this is our food, and this is our existing power. Okay? So the legendary Dozer constructed by the Mechanics Guild, Bone Shaker, was long believed lost to the hazards of Bedlam until Byzantine tycoon Rasputin Lazarus discovered the ancient wreckage and rebuilt this incredible rolling fortress. Now eventually I'd like to get up to Bedlam mode, which is like kind of the quote-unquote impossible of XCOM, but they are still hammering a lot of things out with that, so we're gonna stick on normal just to make sure that everything goes according to plan. Now, we start in the Byzantine. Okay, this is the overarching area is called Bedlam, and our goal is to simply get from the Byzantine down to the Aztec city. I say simply in a very sarcastic manner because we're gonna stumble upon a few things along the way that are gonna be hindering us from that smooth progress. We have a couple of things over here on the left that are legends for the map. As you can see, each of these different locations that we can go to are different factions that we will end up fighting in said location. Now these are different every time. I've restarted the game a few times just to kind of get a feel for it, and each time all of these the names of the colonies are different. The layout of which faction is where is different. These random things that you can find along the way, like you can find this meat, you can find crude over here, you can find power here, you can find equalizers here. Those are all different every time, which I think is super cool and is going to make for a lot of replayability. This is something that I can see being like a Binding of Isaac approach, where you sit down in like one session, and if you go quickly through all the reading that happens, you can do it in one session, I think, which would be quite the challenge. There's also these things called Elite. You don't see any of them on the map just yet, but when those come up, those are essentially like boss battles. If you beat the boss, he joins your squad, and you can then use him. Like, that's really cool. I haven't had a chance to do that. I'm gonna try and show you guys that if I can. And then Viscera, I haven't encountered either, but I think Viscera is just bad. So, to start out, it will actually show you at each kind of junction that you can travel to how much it's gonna cost to get there. So, example, this is gonna take 1 day, 35 crude, and 24 food, which is fine. All of these take the exact same, so your starting choice doesn't really matter aside from which faction you want to fight and which kind of path you're mapping out in your head. Now, you might be thinking, well, you just want to take your quickest path down here. Yeah, you do, but at the same time, there's these big kind of caches of either meat, crude, and power that you might need on your adventure to survive, because if you run out of them, you're not moving anywhere, which is obviously pretty challenging. So, the other thing that happens is we've got kind of like an XCOM-like barracks here, and there's some research that you can do using the power cells that you have. But remember, the power cells are also used in combat for the special weapons of your Dozer, and in our case, the Bone Shaker. So if you spend in here to improve your overall Dozer abilities, you have less to spend in the field for emergencies and really strong firepower, right? But you can do bio-research, which improves your food consumption, so it lowers your food consumption, which is obviously good. You've got the barracks that you can improve, which your injured crew can heal faster. Currently, if you get injured, you're out for 30 days. And you can improve this over time. As an example, I think each of these costs 10 power cells. The armory actually is only 5 power cells, so that's cool. Bioresearch is 10 as well. And then it shows you a percentage improvement. Engineering makes your crude more efficient, so that's pretty important stuff. And then power cell efficiency. What this means is, as you upgrade this, you'll be able to spend less power out in the field to use your special abilities. So that if you're relying on those a lot, then that's going to be the place where you want to invest, is in the armory. I'm not going to invest right now. I'm just going to hold off. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I am going to invest in crude efficiency. I know this is a little bit of a weakness from for the Bone Shaker, so I'm going to invest just a little bit and burn 30 a day. It's a 12% improvement with the marginal input of our power cells. So back to the main map. I think it's time to head in here. We've also got a couple of other things that happen. So these are all the different Dozer abilities that we can find, or weapons. So there's a few that we're gonna uncover along the way, or maybe it happens each time you beat it. That I don't know yet. I'm excited to really figure that out. You've got the equalizers and then some additional cargo. We've also got on this side, this is where our crew is housed. We've got 4 classes. We've got Deadeyes, Frontliners, Gunslingers, and Trenchers. So Deadeyes, as you can imagine, are your snipers. These guys dish out currently 5 damage. They have a range of 6 and then a movement of 2. So there's always trade-offs, but as you can see, they're really fragile. Okay, so 3 health. Whereas our Frontliners, as an example, 10 health, but 1 range of attack. So they got to get right up close and personal. They do minimal damage, but they can move far distances. So these guys are kind of like your meat shields, your tanks, in a sense. This is where you can change their nicknames. So I'm actually going to name a sniper Morgan after myself. Let's just say it's going to be Odd. This is where I'd like to get you guys involved, so if you have a cool suggestion, then I'll try to get it inputted into one of these soldiers. But they all have backstories as well. So Morgan Sleet, business is a ruthless game in Byzantine. Hostile takeovers are forged in blood, and executives wear armor instead of tailored suits. Sleet worked as a long-distance elimination specialist for Zyger Bionetics, taking down company competitors from afar with triple-phase puncture rounds from her high-powered sniper rifle. Seeking new target challenges outside the environment of corporate warfare, she offered her impressive sharpshooter skills and cool-headed temperament to Rasputin Lazarus for the Dozer journey into Bedlam. Okay, Rasputin Lazarus. We're going to see that name from time to time. So, yeah, that's pretty much how the squad screen works, except I'll show you one other thing. So we can actually take out as little as 1 person if we want it to be insane. There are some inherent bonuses from doing so, though. Any power cells that we find, because we're only taking out 1 person, will get multiplied by 3. Any crude we get multiplied by 3, and then I don't know if these stack. I think it's just the strongest of the 2. So, as an example, if we bring out 3 people, any food, crude, and power cells that we collect on the battlefield will be doubled. Okay, if we take out these, I think the crude just goes to 3 times, not 3 and 2. And then if we take out just 1, then we get 3 times the power cells. So there's some trade-offs with how many crew you bring out and the rewards that you will then get. And I think that that's very unique. I really like that approach. And it kind of separates it from just being like an XCOM clone in a sense. And it's definitely not an XCOM clone. There's a lot of heavy influences from that, but once I show you the actual combat, it's going to make so much sense that it's like, oh yeah, this is way different than XCOM. So let's get into it. Our goal, remember, to get to the Aztec city without obviously losing all of these resources. So who do we want to fight? Cyborgs, rogue AI, mutants, or marauders? Let's start with mutants, actually. Let's go to grotesque. I love it. It's going to take 1 day, 30 crude, and 24 food to get there. So let's move. Along the way, we're gonna have some, I'm gonna call them like D&D influenced decisions that we're gonna have to make. Sometimes it's decisions, sometimes things just happen. So here, the colossal Dozer slowly trundles through the superstructure arteries of Byzantine, escorted by law regulators and flanked by an army of prominent now-beam broadcasters, projecting the vehicle's impressive image across the surrounding Goliatron screens. Pedestrians cluster on catwalks to witness the unprecedented boldness of the Dozer's journey into the malevolent wasteland beyond the walls. Now, the kind of story behind this is we've walled off this territory of the Byzantine to be like, okay, everything out there is just a wasteland right now. Let's wall it off. Let's be safe. Now, rumors have gotten out that the Aztec city is kind of a safe haven, if you will. Think like Mad Max, right? Think if you haven't seen the movie Mad Max, I won't ruin it for you, but the purpose is of trying to get to this land of opportunity and safety, right? That's the rumor. So we're gonna try and get there. Byzantine has been energized with excitement since Lazarus announced his plan to cross Bedlam, seeking the mythical Aztec city. Lazarus is the name of us, we're the mechanic, although most citizens' involvement extends to simply wagering on the expedition's survival odds. So that is the beginning. And now each time we go through here, the story kind of changes. Like, all those narratives are not the same every time. The decisions that you have to make are not the same. In the past, I've had to decide, okay, we have too many people on the Bone Shaker. They're all getting upset. People are being violent. How do we want to appease them? A, we can threaten them. B, we can throw some of them out. C, we can feed them extra food. Or B, just keep moving on. And all of those will have different impacts. So it's kind of cool. It's a little bit of an RPG element there. All right, so this is our first destination. I believe it was called Grotesque. Yes, it is. When we highlight it here, this is the overall area that we're in, is Grotesque. Generally found near toxic slag pools called the Quag. Mutants scoff at deadly radiation and are as diverse as they are potentially dangerous. So we can also zoom in if we want. Makes sense, actually, because we don't need to have that big zoomed out area. So let's head into the core here. It's gonna take 3 days, 90 crude, and 72 food. This is kind of like along the bottom. You'll see when we're on the move. It's like our danger rating is the best way I could describe it. Shortly after leaving Byzantine, the Dozer approaches a large obstruction of scrap metal in the road. The crew disembarks to inspect the debris, only to be suddenly surrounded by a group of hostile mutants, and you know what that means. Hoy, this bunch of morts be leaving the city of luxury. That be unwise. We be giving them proper introduction to the big chaos. I mean, I don't think they probably don't sound like that, but that's my interpretation. So, here's where we're gonna choose who we're taking out. So, I am gonna take out Odd. I mean, how can I not? Again, if you guys want to be a soldier, please leave me a cool nickname and I'll really try to get you in here. As you can see, we have 16 people to start out with. As you can also see, there's some empty slots, so we might get a whole bunch. Not sure how that works yet, but we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna bring out a sniper. We need the damage output. We are a little bit more sensitive to getting killed, but that's why we're gonna bring out a couple of meat shields here. We're gonna bring out Ambara and Zabistron, 10 health each. Gunslingers are cool because they have like, they trigger an Overwatch. If they get shot at and hit, they return fire. Overwatch is not something that we can trigger on our own. It just happens only with gunslingers, so it's kind of unique. We'll bring out one of these guys. They're also pretty flexible because their range is not as specific, where you know, our meat shields here, our frontliners only have a range of 1, but they have a lot of movement. Our snipers have a range of 6. These guys have 3 to 4, and they're like kind of like your medium guys. Trenchers are interesting. These guys wield a shotgun, and the shotgun can actually knock enemies back. You can use that for strategic purposes as well, for positioning. But the range is, again, it's pretty close, 1 to 2, and their movement's pretty good, and their health is pretty good. Like, they're a good all-around person to take out. So let's bring out Magrim, and then any food that we find, we're gonna get double the bonus. So I think early on it makes sense to take out more guys. We could probably get away with 4, but we're gonna try this for now. Gunslingers seek retribution. As I was saying, that's the Overwatch they were talking about. Okay, so here's the battlefield. Couple of things to explain. Number 1, you've got 2 moves per turn. That's it. Not 2 moves per soldier, two moves. You can use any combination of moving and attacking. You can either move twice, you can move and attack, or you can just attack and attack. That's it. And then the enemy goes and they get two moves of the exact same thing. You have to distribute that among all of your characters out here. So, there's a couple of other things. You can see that there is cover. So Zabistron, he could take cover here. When you're in cover, there's a chance that the enemy misses you. So that's obviously pretty great. The challenge is if you are exposed, you could get hit. If they shoot you, you're getting hit for sure. And same for the enemy. But if you're behind cover, so let's say I move Zabistron in here, he no longer has vision of anything in front of him, so he can only attack to the sides. So you really want to use cover like defensively. I would not, for example, bring Odd up to cover, because as you can see, he's not able to shoot anything in front of him when he's behind cover. And cover does obstruct from a distance as well. Like, what I'm referencing is there's these little crosshairs. Those are the specific points that Odd can shoot. Okay, so if I move, let's say, over here, you'll see that now there's a crosshair under the enemy because it is in line with one of the trajectories that our sniper can shoot. There's also these two over here, and I like that it updates dynamically so you can see what's going to be available to shoot before you actually make your move. And that's pretty unique. I like that a lot. As you can see, the sniper has pretty limited movement range. Our frontliners here, they have significantly better range, but they can only attack where those crosshairs are. So I can attack from here, I can attack from here, here, or here. We also have another frontliner over here. We've got our shotgun guys, our trenchers. We might want to bring those guys in. So we have a couple decisions that we need to make. But remember, 2 moves. Not 2 moves each, just 2 moves total. Now, the cool thing is you can also see what type of enemies you're dealing with. You can see their health, and you can also see, based on who you have selected, the amount of damage that enemy has potential to do to you. So let me rephrase. The heart above is 2. That means they have 2 health. The number on the right means that they could do up to 4 damage to me, okay, from that current position. Now, if I move over here with our sniper, which I'm probably going to do, I will be able to dish out 5 damage. He's not in cover, so I should be able to hit him 100%. And because I'm out of his range, the number on the right of the heart means that he will not be able to do any damage to me. So that's a pretty good move for us. There are multiple ways to kill him. Like, I could go in with Zabistron here, and I could dish out the 2 damage and take him down. He's only got 2 health, that's fine. We could probably do it with Hunter. He's got 3 damage output, so if I move to a position where we can hit him, we can kill him. But yeah, so these trenchers, they're gonna have a little bit more movement speed. But yeah, let's get into this. I really would like to get promotions on our sniper as early as possible. They're capable of dishing out a ton of damage, which early on can be quite helpful. So there's our 1 move. As you can see, these lights are gonna dim as we take our actions, and we're gonna take our shot. There it is. They're gonna use their 1 move, 2 moves. Okay, cool. Now, a couple of other things to explain that are pretty important. Snipers have a chance to get a headshot. It doesn't say what the chance is, but if they get a headshot, they deal out significantly more damage. So that's something to keep in mind. The blitzometer up here, or the blitzometer, I should say. What happens here is if this is filled, these guys go crazy. They can do more damage. They can employ some special tactics and really cause some problems. So that's something I really would like to avoid. It's our turn again. I do have another move with our sniper to go over and kill this guy that's getting close to us, so I think I'm going to do that. This blitzometer, by the way, it increases with every turn. And so it's in your best interest to end the battle as quickly and efficiently as possible. The downside to that is that you miss out on some resources. So you can see there's a lot of balancing that needs to happen. We can also zoom in. As you can see, it's a pretty unique little art style. Here's where we would use our weapons if we had enough power cells, which we don't. We do have equalizers that we can use, but I don't think we're going to need to use those this early on. So let's take another shot with ChristopherOdd and finish this guy off. All right. Okay. So, let's maybe get in there with some other guys. These have 4 health each, so yeah, I mean, we could put our frontliners up there, but they have potential to deal 4 damage. I don't like that aspect as much, so I gotta be careful. Let's see. We're gonna need either 2 shots in them or another shot with Odd. And that might be our best bet. Seeing how we've got the cover protecting us here, the line of sight at least, might be our best bet to really just take another shot with our sniper. Early on, I find the snipers are quite strong. Already got a promotion. You can see the armor changing instantly. And that's a good demonstration here of what the trenchers can do. So he's now moved Zebastron back, which can be used in a multitude of ways to your advantage. Now the question is, how do we want to finish this guy off? We may want to just move here. Maybe try to gather some resources. That leaves Morgan in a pretty uncomfortable position. But the fact is this guy will have to move to hit any of us, so he's only going to get 1 shot off maximum. So that's good to know. He's not going to be able to kill us, no matter what happens. So let's see if we can just create a little space here. We might actually want to go in here and block him off, but I want to be out of his range, so he's going to have an ability to hit us here. But if we move in, say, over here with our meat shield, he's going to be able to, he's going to have to move and then take a shot, which is going to expend both of his turns, which should let us collect some resources. So there's a move. There's a blowback. All right. And there's the return fire from our gunslingers. He got hit. He shoots back. It's pretty cool. It's definitely different from the XCOM world, that's for sure. Now, we gotta make sure that we finish this guy off. He's got 2 health. Our hunter can kill him. Any of these guys can kill him, but it's gonna require 2 moves to do so, which means I'm not gonna be able to get this crewed, and I don't wanna risk Hunter getting any more damage. So we're actually gonna go in for the kill. We're gonna take Ambara here, and we're only gonna need the 2 damage, so we should be able to finish him off. There we go. So we do find, like, these resources that we get just happen because we won the fight. We're always going to get some resources, but these get significantly higher when you can gather them on the battlefield. I hope I've done an okay job of explaining some of the intricacies in just a really simple first battle here. But as you can tell, there's a lot of balance that needs to happen, and it's not going to be easy. These first enemies obviously are quite simple, but the number of them and the strength of them increase dramatically as you go. So now you'll notice a couple of new things on the map. Number 1, you've got these points of interest, and these are just kind of like side objectives that you can do. They take less resources to get there, but you don't really know what's going to happen. Some of them can be text-based decisions, some of them can be fights. And early on, I think it kind of makes sense to go and do some of these to collect the resources. As long as you're gaining more resources than you're spending to get there, I think you're in a pretty good spot. So if we wanted to go down to like the main city of this region, we could. It's going to take 6 days, 180 crude, and 144 food. But a point of interest is significantly less. So there's trade-offs, right? You can also cross into the other territories if you want, but I'm thinking we want to take more of a direct path to get to the Aztec City. I don't know if once you get to the Aztec City, it's just boom, you win, or if you have to kind of have a fight there and then win. I have no idea. So it'd be kind of cool to figure it out. Let's go to this point of interest. Okay, while exploring the area, the crew's sensors detect some kind of advanced frequency which seems like an anomaly in the wasteland. I've never seen this before. Following the signal, the crew discovers an encampment. Judging by the equipment and the logos of UNITA Biotech Innovations, they must be corporate scientists from Byzantine doing research in Bedlam. Okay, I would imagine that we could trust these guys since they're from Byzantine. We can either attack them straight up. I don't know what they're offering. I imagine it's probably power. If we attack them, maybe we just get power. I don't know. Let's just approach them and see what happens. One of the scientists steps away from his equipment and approaches the crew. Greets to you, the brave travelers. We heard of your expedition just before we departed the city ourselves, seeking undiscovered elements and evolutionary miracles. Thus far, the only item of interest we've encountered is this shell of a Vorax spiner, a lethal creature that we believe actually went extinct even before the Barren Age. Ultimately, may not be of value for the research required. Alas, one of our vehicles is in state of disrepair, so we have been researching here for some time, but we shall endeavor to locate additional valuable assets for the glory of the corporation. All right, cool. So we have a couple of options. Number one, we invite the scientists on the Dozer. That would be a good option because later on we probably run into people who would want more civilians, and if we have more civilians to trade for other resources like crude, food, or power, that would be great. We could attack them, and I'm not sure what we would gain from that. Maybe just kind of battle experience, or we could just leave. I don't see any upside in doing that. The only thing I'm not certain of right now is if we have a higher number of people, does that increase our food costs? It might. It might. I'll have to look into that. Invite the scientists on the Dozer. If you don't mind storing our equipment and research specimens on board, we're certainly amenable. Think of the uncharted territories we would be able to reach on your expedition. Outstanding. Now, maybe these research specimens could have an impact on the existing crew. Maybe things can happen. Maybe there's an outbreak. Maybe the creatures attack or something. We have to make further decisions. That is yet to be seen. The Vorax spiner shell has been added to your cargo. Okay, cool. I've never had this happen before, so I don't even know how that impacts us, but we have now 1,100 total passengers. So if we look over here, we've got the cargo. This spike-covered carapace of an extinct Bedlam creature may hold value to someone. Okay. Maybe that's something we can trade in the future. It doesn't look like it's something we can use in the field. It's just cargo that we have, like inventory, essentially. Let's do another one of these points of interest. As the crew explores the area, they come across a wide path worn into the terrain. Following the path between toxic slag pools, they arrive at a massive stronghold crafted from a hardened organic material, and the shells of colossal mutated creatures serve as the gate. The crew's approach toward the gate is tracked by a series of fusion turrets that seem extremely lethal. A mutant sentry calls down from a weapon pedestal. Hey roamers, you got offering to be have an audience with Socrates the Magnificent? Uh-oh. No. No more to be seen to 100-horned king wit, no offering of value, be banished or be atomized. Okay. So, I don't think we're in the best position to just be throwing resources away. I don't know what the offering is to see this guy. I don't know what happens if we see him. But these are the random things that are gonna change every time we play. And that to me is like, I'm pretty stoked about that. I think it'll be cool to see how the story plays out every time. So we leave the stronghold and return to the Dozer. Fair enough. Let's go to the main city here. 6 days, 180 crude, 158 food. As you can see, that's a significant investment just to get there. So if we have crude or meat on the battlefield, we're gonna want to take advantage and get that. As the Dozer travels along the road, your sensors detect movement nearby as the vehicle navigates beneath some monstrous vegetation overhanging the road. Moments later, you can hear the sound of rapidly corroding metal, followed by screams and weapon fire inside the Dozer. Mutants must have used acidic bile bombs against the exterior and melted away their inside? Or melted their way inside. You feeble morts not be welcomed in this territory. We send you back to primordial state you deserve. Wow, okay, this is new. Defend the Dozer at all costs. Allowing it to be overrun by the enemy will mean the death of all passengers aboard and the end of your journey. Okay, this seems pretty intense. The powerful Dozer weapons are unavailable inside the vehicle, so be sure to deploy sufficient crew to repel all invaders. I've never seen this. Only things I've ever done are all in the battlefield, so this is really worrying me, actually. Could be an early end to our journey. Morgan is leveled up, and as you can see, she does 7 damage now, so that's pretty significant. Also like the fact that it tracks your battles and kills, like, you know, very XCOM-y, which is cool. But interesting, maybe a bug, but we had named Morgan Odd before. and that didn't stick. So maybe when they level up right now, it could be just a bug that the nickname is switching back. So I'll let the developers know and see if they know about this. Regardless, let's see, who else do we want to take here? I don't know if these guys, like, I don't know what to expect, so maybe we bring out another sniper just for damage output. I'm actually thinking to myself, maybe depending on where we place them in these slots, might be where they deploy in the battlefield. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Gunslingers or trenchers. I'm thinking trenchers right now. They have a good mix of health and damage. So let's bring out Crawford and let's bring out Geiger. This said, like, if we don't win this, like, our crew's dead, right? So I think we just bring out the max and hope for the best. So we're gonna have 3 trenchers, we're gonna have gunslingers, and we're gonna have a sniper. Wish me luck. Okay, so these guys are on the ship. Looks like there's only 4, so I feel quite a bit better about things right at this current moment. They have a sniper as well that we gotta be worried about, and you can see his range here in this diamond shape all the way around. If he moves up to, let's see, if we hover over him, he has potential to hit us for 5 damage based on our current positioning, so that's something to keep in mind. Jazerium, if we hover over him, he could move up and potentially hit us for 5 damage as well. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm reading that correctly. He can do 5 damage. I don't know if it's based on our position, though. Because when we hover with Geiger, or let's see, maybe with Ambara, yeah, it's all the same. We'll just see what happens. Okay. We only have 5 health. He can deal out 5 damage. That's not something I really want to deal with too much. We've got gunslingers and another Deadeye there in the back. I'm gonna make an enticing target here with Ambara. And then I'm gonna bring... Let's bring Odd over here. Okay, they're moving their back line up, so that's interesting. We should probably take a page out of their book here. And let's move some of our guys in a bit. Let's grab some cover. Okay, so it looks like they're protecting their sniper. Fair enough. I like our positioning here because these tiles in the middle are all pretty well covered off. Jazerium doesn't have a shot on them yet. Let's move up here. Let's move Geiger up here as well. Pretty much want to protect, like, I look at our snipers like our queens, you know? They're the ones that are going to be dealing with the brunt of this situation. We have blocked them off a little bit, so the line of sight is broken, so we're not getting all that vision there. So that's something that we're going to have to take into consideration. Let's just open that up a bit. All right, here we go. So, I wish I had a shot on this guy. Mbara's gonna take some heavy hits here if we're not careful. We could get right in here and just start blasting, but that means Crawford probably dies. I'd like to figure out a way in which we can get a kill here with our snipers. I think I'm gonna move in here. We have 7 damage. That's a kill if we hit it. So he's in the open, which means we should hit it. Headshot. There we go. All right. Blitzometer's filling really rapidly. Oh god, he's in trouble. He's down. So they just elected to take 2 shots with the sniper. That's fine. I am actually gonna move in with Odd and go for, man, these guys deal out 3 damage. We got another Deadeye back here. I'm worried about this. I am. But I'm gonna try to kill them before they can kill us. Okay. Let's maybe bring ChristopherOdd out here. This guy's got 8 health. Wow. Like, these guys are strong, man. This is not, like, this is something that I didn't experience before, and we never faced enemies this strong this early. So, yeah, I'm worried. I'm pretty worried. Let's see. I need to protect our sniper, so let's just go for it. That's gonna blast him back, give us a little bit of space. Now, we could do something similar, blast him back again, but I think at this point we want to kill him. We just want to, he just needs to die. That's going to open ChristopherOdd to get shot and killed, but that's not the end of the world. We're going to lose people, especially in this type of scenario where we're dealing with really strong enemies this early. Let's pull Odd back and go for another shot. Enemy blitz. So now this is where they get extra shit. Oh, he just missed 2 mega shots. Wow. So when the blitzometer goes, in that circumstance, they just got double the moves. So he got 4 actions there. He moved twice and then shot. And it looks like he gained some health. Did he have a 10 before? Man, a Deadeye with 10 is intimidating. Look at his range. So we're all pretty safe within here. He only has a shot on Magrim, who's in cover. So I am gonna relatively safely move back here, take another shot. We're now dishing out 8 damage. I'm really reliant on our sniper right now, but with these guys, with these enemies being as strong as they are, it's pretty important. These misses are huge. So what's cool to me, it's cool and it could be frustrating at the same time. We don't know what the miss chance is in cover, but obviously it's pretty significant. Seeing as he's the only thing in range of that sniper, he has really no choice but to try and kill him. So, I mean, that's great for us. This just happened to be good positioning. We do have a shot here that we should be able to kill him with. He's got 3 health. We dish out 4. So let's get another kill with somebody else. Proper. Nice job. So that's like a mini base defense. Are you kidding me? That's intense right off the bat like that. Wow. Okay. So look, I think I'm gonna take a break here. We do have an elite back here, which we could travel to. I don't know how strong the elite are. I don't know if we're in any position to take them on. But if we beat an elite, then we get them to join our squad. And there's these are some monsters that we could take on the battlefield. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna take a break here. I hope I explained things as well as I possibly could. It took me a little while to really get the grasp of things because of my XCOM world that I'm used to. So the combat is significantly different. There's also some resource management that I am going to have to learn a lot more about in terms of strategy. But it is a roguelike. It's going to be different every time, and it's designed to be played in one sitting. So I know I'm taking a lot of time to really explain how it works here, but as you get more comfortable with it, we could probably go through in one attempt and either make it or don't, or have some success, have some failures. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm definitely going to show you guys some more of this. It comes out on September 16th, so it's only a couple of days from the time this video is going up. And I just wanted to, again, thank the developer Skyshine Games and the publisher Versus Evil for letting me play this early for you guys. I'm only in that position on YouTube to be able to do this stuff because of you guys watching. So thank you very much for all the support you've given me throughout the duration of the channel. And hopefully we'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.